Yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Lamborghini Preem back once again talking this boxing shit. And as always, make sure you go ahead and check out my all new album, It's My Turn, the Throne Ascension LP. I just released the deluxe edition about a month ago. Make sure you go ahead and check that shit out. You can find it literally everywhere music is found. You know what I'm saying? Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal. Big shout out to Tidal. You know what I mean? All them places like that, man. Go ahead, check me out. Go ahead, stream my shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Check me out. Let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Fuck with me one time. I'd appreciate it greatly, you know, one way or the other, whether you fuck with it or not. I'm appreciating the fact that you fuck with me. And also, if you fuck with me the long way, make sure you go ahead and stop by hustlegangboss.com/shop and cop you some official Supreme General merchandise. It's a lot of fly shit on there, man. I believe you. Well, you know what I mean, just about anybody can appreciate, you know, so if you get a minute, go ahead, check that shit out and fuck with me one time. That being said, man, this video is regarding my man, the upcoming fight that was just announced by the PBC with between Danny Garcia and my man, Danny Swift. He was the motherfucking king at 140. Well, two-weight champion Danny Swift Garcia versus the always motherfucking tough Adrien Grenados. Big shout out Adrien Grenados, you know what I mean? Chi-Town, stand up, you know. Yeah, man, that boy ain't no joke, man. I gotta give it to him. Anyway, this fight, man, is actually gonna be a good ass fight, man. It's really gonna be a good fight because Grenados got that come forward style, and that's the style that Danny Garcia do well against. But at the same time, if we seen with Danny fighting Herrera, that style can also frustrate him if the person who's doing it has impeccable timing. Now, Grenados has shown, you know, flashes of good timing. You know what I mean? He done in certain spots. He definitely flashes that his timing is very good. You know what I'm saying? And he got a little bit of pop in his shot too. But what the one thing that's that goes left with my man Grenados is the man that he can get dragged into a firefight easy. You know what I mean? He gonna drop his nuts instantly, you know what I mean? Well, not instantly, but man, he can be baited into a firefight. You know what I mean? He's not exactly the type of guy that's I wouldn't say he's emotional per se, but you fuck around, piss him off, he gonna try to take your head off. You know what I'm saying? And that could play to the advantage of a guy like Danny, who has, in addition to impeccable timing, I believe Danny also has impeccable power. I believe Danny power is outsized like a motherfucker. I believe his power is on par with guys like Thurman. You know what I mean? Spence and all them. You know what I mean? I believe Thurman got more power than Spence. But, excuse me, not necessarily power. All right. This is gonna sound crazy, but it's not gonna sound crazy. Fuck it. It's power. It's levels to this shit. When I'm talking about power, the power that I'm speaking on right now is more like power in one shot type power. Spence don't have power in one shot type power, in my opinion. I believe he do have. He's got it, but it comes later in fights after the attrition has built up or the accumulation of his other shots has set in on you. Then he becomes a one-shot guy. Thurman is a put your lights out from the motherfucking round one. If he land the right way, man, you going to sleep. You know what I mean? One time, real talk. So that's what I mean when I say power. You know, I want to be as specific as possible when I say that, because it can be confusing. You know, because you know what I mean, that shit is all referred to as power, and technically it all is. But there is different levels to what goes on. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, a guy with power like Keith Thurman that could put your lights out. It could put your lights out, but you could come back from that kind of power. But a guy like Spence, he could probably hurt you and fuck up your career, you know what I'm saying, by really devastating you over a certain amount of time. You know what I mean, you taking them shots over 8-9 rounds, and then you get your lights put out with one good shot. You know, that's what I mean. That may be more detrimental to a guy who's coming up, you know what I mean. But it is what it is. In this fight specifically, I expect Danny Garcia to shine. I also expect Grenados to have moments too, though. I expect this fight to be close on the scorecards. This is not going to be a fight that's going to be whitewash for Danny, even though Danny is, in my opinion, the superior fighter. what's gonna happen, in my opinion, is Granados gonna look good and he gonna get rounds, but he gonna probably get stopped. Danny got too much power at 147. Now Granados is known for being tough, but that's only gonna really expose how strong Danny really is. I don't think he get credit for it, because I believe Danny is a big welterweight. I don't believe that he's a small guy. I believe that he gonna end up having to go to 154 soon. You know what I mean? I believe Danny got one more title run in him, maybe about 3-4 more fights at welter. Then he gonna be forced to move to 154. And them last 2 fights at welter gonna be tough for him to make, as far as weight goes. You know what I mean? And I think that has a lot to do with the opposition that people criticize Danny for picking. You know what I mean? I never personally criticized Danny for his competition that he decided to choose, because I feel like, I don't know them like that, you know what I mean? But I feel like, just from the outside looking in and seeing what I see as far as like his not struggling with weight per se, but his body just seemed to be growing pretty fast, you know what I mean? Like he seemed to be getting his man weight, like, you know what I mean? Like it seemed to be like getting heavy on him all at a certain time. So when shit like that is in play, you don't really want to. I could understand why they wouldn't want to risk that against a high level opponent. It's not necessarily that they're afraid to fight that guy, as if they don't think Danny could win, because I do believe Danny could beat a lot of welters. You know what I'm saying? I believe he can beat Thurman. I believe he can probably beat Porter too, because that Porter fight surprised me, man. I picked Sean to win that shit, but at the same time, Danny surprised me in that fight, man. He surprised me. He lifted Sean a couple times, man. He did the same thing to Thurman on the low. You know what I mean? He shocked Thurman ass, man. And plus, he ate Thurman's best shot. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it was the first or second round in they fight, but he ate that shot, man. That shit really stunned me. I was like, man, because I'm thinking, you got to remember, Danny coming from 140. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like 2 fights before that, and man was at 140. You know what I'm saying? So that's like you coming up taking Keith Thurman power like 2-3 fights later. Man, I mean you took it and stayed in the fight though. You know what I mean? That's not many people can take it, man. I mean, that's why at that point, that's why I was like, yeah, Danny a problem. Danny definitely a problem. And then we ain't seen a herd from Thurman since, really. So, you know what I mean? Thurman, he got this fight lined up with Josecito Lopez. I'm gonna speak on that in another video, but you know, my man Thurman, it's been a long time since that fight, man. I don't know if it's been like 2 years, man. It's been a minute. I don't know about 2 years. It's been a long time since that fight, though. It feels like, if it hasn't been 2 years, calendar years, it feels like it's been 2 years. So, you know, I got a lot of respect for my man Danny, man. So, and I believe he'll be champion again. I do believe that. I believe that the loss to Thurman and the loss to Porter has motivated my man. We're gonna see the best out of him. So big shout out to my man Danny DSG. In this fight, man, I expect him to stop Granados. I expect him to make a statement with this fight. People are really underestimating Danny and put him in a category I don't believe he deserves to be put in. But with that being said, Adrien Grenados do have a chance to win this fight, and he could look good doing it. So, you know, I mean, you never know, man. Grenados is a tough motherfucker, man. He is not no pushover. He remind me a lot of Gabe Rosado. You know what I mean? Him and Gabe Rosado got that same kind of like grit type style. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily fight style per se, but like just the way that they are. You know what I mean? These are gritty guys. You know what I mean? Dudes who got it out the mud. Dudes, you can't do nothing but respect them. You know? Just so it is what it is. But that's my decision, man. I got love for my man Adrien Grenados, man. I became a fan ever since the Broner fight. But to be real, I don't think he can do nothing with Danny right now. Danny just too big, he too strong, got too much timing, and when he wants to, he can use his jab and he can fuck around and get on his toes on you. And that's just too many tools in the toolbox right now for Grenados. I believe he'd be biting off more than he could chew. And Grenados not a small dude, so it's not going to be an easy thing for him to get knocked out either, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying I don't want this to be taken lightly, like Grenados some sucker or nothing like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, Danny is on a high level, you know what I'm saying? Like, he up there with Thurman and them and shit. You know what I mean? People might say because he took an L in both that loss between him and Porter that Danny cut below, but I don't necessarily believe that. You know what I mean? Somebody had to lose them shits. And it is what it is. So, you know what I mean? With that being said, I'm on to the next one, man. I'ma holla at y'all. 100.